Call the meeting to order. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Here. Here. Loveless.
Here.
Patton.
Here.
Tyler.
Yep.
Zelnut.
Here. Yes. Approve the agenda for December 13th. I got one addition. It's D under action items, football proclamation.
Larry, is there any way that we can move that ahead
Yeah,
a little
we're
earlier
gonna
so
do
that
it
the guys
right.
aren't sitting?
We're gonna do it right after we get done approving minutes. That's all the corrections I have. Need a motion to,
Make motion we accuse it.
I'll support.
and vote and support it to accept with the addition. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Opposed, motion is carried. Approval of the minutes of October 11th, 2017, regular board meeting. The draft of all that was said in the motion that was in question was in everyone's packet. And as near as I can figure, we were talking about everything that was on that flyer, which included changing to trick or treat night from the Tuesday back to the Saturday, the 28th. And Melissa's motion, though it didn't specify one way or the other, it just seems to me that as the conversation took its course, that was implied throughout all of that.
Well, I'm going to read what I said in the meeting minutes. It says, Melissa, so yes, I will definitely make the motion that we approve the event and get the porta potties. Leila supported it. The motion as written in the minutes, and before I continue, I'd like to say that when we approve an event, the car show, the 4th of July, we don't specify what time the cars show up, what time the parade starts, and so forth. When the minutes are transcribed, they should reflect what was actually said and what is in this set of minutes. Nowhere on this flyer does it say village-wide trick-or-treating in Central Lake. I have the flyer right here. It does not say that, and Lyle mentioned that at the last meeting. Now, we can imply when we're doing our minutes, we need to be specific. And in this case, I don't and did not and never will say that I approve changing Halloween trick-or-treating from Tuesday the 31st to Saturday the 28th. So I'd like to strike these minutes and make the motion say that I approve the event and to get the porta potties. I did not say any of these other things about the time or changing Halloween to the 31st.
Right on the flyer, it said trick or treat from 5 to 8. On the
And it also
on the
says
28th.
downtown Central Lake, Larry. It doesn't say village-wide. Now, if you want to go further into this, the DDA did not approve or ask in any way to have trick-or-treating on Tuesday night, nor did the chamber. So where this council got the notion to change it, I'm not sure.
Well then, I've got a question for you since we're gonna waste our time on this. Why not? It says, this is your ad from Antrim County Review.
My ad?
You're in the chamber, correct? Okay, and it states right here, the day will end with trick-or-treating from 5 to 8 in the village of Central Lake.
I mean, the trick-or-treating in the village of Central Lake, when we saw this flyer, it was based on a downtown activity, not moving trick-or-treating to a whole nother night. Now, there's 170-something people that commented about this on Facebook. I mean, people didn't want Halloween trick-or-treating on a day that wasn't Halloween. I'm not arguing that fact. I'm arguing what I said in these minutes. I said I approve the event and get the porta potties. I did not say trick-or-treating was to be 5 to 8 on a night that wasn't Halloween. And the minutes are transcribed, or the meeting is transcribed, and it also does not say, Melissa Zelnok said, we're going to have trick-or-treating from 5 to 8 on the 28th.
From my perspective, it's a moot point, so whatever you want to change the minutes
I just
to
want it
reflect what-
scratched to say that I approve the meeting, or the event on the 28th, and that's it.
I mean, yeah, we have wasted so much time on this minute little operation that's going on here, let's just get it over.
Well, I don't think it's minute when someone's telling me that I've said something I never said. So I appreciate your opinions, but if we could just scratch that, it'll be over.
Right.
Let's rephrase it how you want it set, and we'll move on.
Move on.
Yeah, let's get it over with and
Yeah.
find this and it's all
To
irrelevant.
approve the Halloween party for Saturday, October 28th. Scratch everything after that.
At least we get October minutes in this year's newspaper.
Okay, with that correction to the October minutes, make a motion to approve those minutes.
I approve. All right, well, I make the motion.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor of the motion, say yes.
Yes.
Opposed, motion is carried. Need a motion to approve the November minutes.
I make motion.
I'll support.
Been moved and supported. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye. Opposed, motion is carried. Okay, we're going to move to proclamation. Village of Central Lake, Michigan, proclamation in recognition of the 2017 Central Lake Trojans 8-man football team. Whereas the Village of Central Lake, Antrim County, Michigan wishes to recognize and pay tribute to a certain group of talented Central Lake and Ellsworth High School student athletes, and whereas the 2017 Central Lake Ellsworth Trojans 8-man football team has dedicated themselves to succeeding through the sport of football, and whereas the Village of Central Lake is duly proud of the student athletes for their hard work and dedication in their state championship win at the 2017 Michigan High School Football Playoff Bracket MHSAA 8-man Division I tournament, and whereas in addition, Grant Papanoff earns all-state 8-man honors with 1,332 yards and 21 touchdowns, while also excelling at linebacker for the 13-0 Trojans. Whereas in addition, the Michigan High Schools Football Coaches Association has announced its 2017 State Coaches of the Year. Rob Hickey, head football coach of Central Lake, has been named the 8-man Division I Coach of the Year. Now therefore, the Central Lake Village Council of the Village of Central Lake, Antrim County, Michigan, does proclaim the 2017 football season as Central Lake Ellsworth Trojans 8-man football state championship season in Central Lake, Michigan, and further urge all citizens to consider and recognize the achievements of the public schools and the dedicated student athletes are making and shaping the future of our young people. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and cause to be affixed the official seal of the Village of Central Lake, Antrim County, Michigan, 13th day of December 2017. Coach Hickey is here. If you'd step forward. We present this to you.
Thank you very much, appreciate it. Congratulations. Thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, it was a lot of fun. Appreciate it very much, I wish your boys could all be here. They're off, many of them supporting the girls tonight, but it was a wonderful experience for everybody, and both communities, Central Lake and Ellsworth, and certainly had a great time. I did. personally. I know the boys had a wonderful time, and their opportunity to be involved in something like this was just really, really special. And it's really interesting. It's been great to watch the whole community come together and support the boys, to support the school. It was it was an unforeseen circumstance or unforeseen circumstances that led us here, but we are here, and sure was a lot of fun. It was a great experience for everybody, and again, I want to thank you very much, and I will make sure that at our banquet, which we haven't had yet, we're going to have that, and we'll read this to the boys, and they will appreciate that as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Duncan. You're welcome to stay, but more than likely,
I'll stick around, and then if I dart out, it just probably means Rob Tyler's talking a little bit.
You've been to our meetings,
We're gonna warn you, he likes to talk a lot. He told me he's not gonna talk tonight.
Yeah, well, I'll believe it when I don't hear it. Thank you.
thank you again. Public comments. Good to go. Reports, Scott, leaf report.
Great, thank you. Hopefully everybody got a chance to look at the report. Pretty typical month. Everything's highlighted to the left there. We did have the privilege of helping out with the school and the sporting events, anything from the semifinals up to the finals and stuff like that. So we had the privilege of doing that, so. Any questions?
Anything? Thank you.
Thank you.
Scott, Sam?
Everybody should have a copy of the DPW report. Nothing unusual on there. Maybe number 7, the generator. The new generator we bought 2 years ago is broke again. Still under warranty. They're servicing it for the same thing it's been the last 3 times. So we got one more extended year warranty on the generator. He called me and said he'll be here Friday to put the new wiring harness and brain box on it. For some reason, Generac can't figure out what the heck keeps going wrong with it. But they extend the warranty 1 additional year every time they work on it, so that's the main thing. Any questions?
Sam, about the fire hydrants, does the village keep clean around them, or do the homeowners?
No,
or
well, we encourage the homeowner, but if the homeowner don't get to it, we do.
Okay, I just read an article and I didn't know.
Usually it's January, February before we get to them.
Okay, all right, thanks.
Yep. Any questions? Thank you.
Corey's not here. Correspondence, we received a letter regarding the flower beds in the center of town, saying to whom it may concern, during the summer of 2017, the village flower beds in the center of town were terribly neglected. They were all overgrown with tall, thick, healthy weeds to the extent that the beautiful flowers that had been planted were hidden from view. After all the planning and expense to beautify the downtown center, these beds were disgraceful, giving the impression that Central Lake did not care about its appearance. We strongly urge the council to choose another gardener for spring of 2018. That's not the first complaint that I have heard this year, and from my perspective, at this point, we should start looking for a replacement. I have not talked to Sandy about this yet either, so I don't know if she was having problems of some sort that I'm unaware of. But, that's the only correspondence that I have received. Yeah, I take that back. There's another one, but we'll wait till later
So
to talk about that.
Can we start off with bid?
We can put it out for bid, yeah.
Because I agree, we had some, Carol walks downtown all the time. tried to help pull weeds as you walk by some of these flower beds, but it did get
Some
out
of
of
them are
control.
pretty bad.
And the flower club is getting up in age to where it's difficult for them to really
And
do
that,
too much, so.
the locations on that, does that include the gazebo behind the cabins? Or is keeping up the flowers and weeding and the cabins, or is that?
That probably was not part of her program, would be my guess,
And what about the cabins itself?
that either.
Okay. Might be
Even
something-
though we own it, Chamber kind of uses it, but
That's something we might
there's
take
gray
into
areas in that relationship.
So that's something we want to address when we put it out for bid, because those
Include
areas,
the whole downtown area.
the whole in downtown, the both ends of the village where the signs are, the gazebo, the chamber
Is
cabins.
there flowers down at the gazebo by the lake? Flower boxes or anything there?
There are some where the trees were planted, I know, at one
So
point.
maybe that too.
But, you know, address all the locations.
Yeah.
all of it.
Hanging baskets or?
Well, the hanging baskets, I think, are separate. I mean, that's something that either, I know Chris has donated those for the last couple of years, but.
No, Sandy took care of those. I mean, she took care of them, put them in,
Last
and then
year.
Sam and the boys hung them up. But as far as maintaining them during the summer, they got water from,
Well, the
Water
watering, there's a
system.
watering system in there, so, yeah.
well,
The watering system still works, doesn't it? The
Mhm.
water's, yeah.
anyway, we got some issues there. I don't know for sure what we have to do
Well,
at this
Sam,
point, but, huh?
totally different. By the way, we unplugged one of your Christmas lights that needs to be plugged back in. I'm sorry.
Okay.
You know who we are,
No, but
Chris Corbett and me.
we'll find it.
The one by front of Adams Manor.
You're supposed to give them the day. You can make it.
Committee reports, street sidewalks and lights, Lyle.
Same as usual, everything pretty much under control. There was a couple little minor complaints on a couple called potholes, for lack of a better word, but he's already got those addressed and been fixed, so I think we're good.
Leland, sewer and water,
Nope, nothing different.
okay, Bill,
Nothing new other than what's been reported.
Melissa,
This isn't, I should have just told Rachel, but I went to look at the DDA minutes on the website tonight. In the December meeting, you have a 404 error link, so the link is not working. It's not showing up. So,
Okay.
just-
There was no meeting, so,
Well, when I click on December, it just goes to a 404 error screen.
okay, so
Okay.
it was probably just the agenda put on it all.
That's it.
Brian, finance,
I got a couple things from Rachel. Our MERS retirement program is going from .0885 this year to .06 next year. We pay about $14,000 a year, and it's which works out to about $1,300 a month. So we're gonna save a little bit depending on the raises that we're gonna give. So it'll probably be a wash. Department of Transportation, the audit for the Act 51, which was required by MDOT, we're getting a refund in the amount of $1,250 back from the state. So that's good. And that's all I have, thank you.
Rob, Parks, Public Property.
I've got nothing, except that I'm on item C under new business.
I don't think I've ever heard you say that before.
There you go.
Shocking.
He's just showing off for the coach.
There you go. I'm coachable.
I have nothing in my report that won't be talked upon later as we progress through this, so I'm not gonna say anything either. We'll move on to the bills. We have prepaids of $82,152.95, payroll of $6,019.34, payables of $9,738.37, for a total of $94,910.66. Need a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to pay the bills as presented.
Support.
Been moved and supported, any further discussion? Roll call?
Chapman?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Rolowitz?
Yes.
Patton?
Yes.
Tyler?
Yep.
Zolnap?
No,
Rick?
Yes. New business. 2018-19 budget, you guys have a copy. This is a work copy. It's not, nothing here is written in stone. There's a couple of things that I'm gonna add to it. I think we are in desperate need of new banners downtown. I think it's time that we look at changing our Christmas lights downtown. We also have the plug-ins on the light poles are beginning to deteriorate quite badly, and they should be replaced. And wayfinding signage, to coordinate that effort to get people to go where they want to go as they drive through town. And I'm estimating a total cost in that area of roughly $35,000. So do we have the money? We have a fund balance in our general fund of $377,000. And then my other area is going to move some money out of the fund balance in local streets to put into sidewalks as necessary and what we can get to. That does not, from my perspective, mean that the boys will be doing the work. If we have to bid it out and allow other contractors to come in to do it, I'm open for that. So those are the two areas from going over this document that I would like to expand upon. Anybody else, as you go through this, feel free to make suggestions. There's raises for the staff from 1.5% to 2.5% and 3%, which gives the amounts in the appropriate spots with each of those figures.
Well, within the budget, do you want to talk about the Ron Donaldson Field, or do you want me to wait on item C? Because it just boils down to appropriating money. And how much we
if we
want,
talk
how
about
much
it
we
now,
want to
we could
appropriate.
approve it for the agenda when it's final, right?
I'm sorry, what?
I said if we talk about it now, we can approve it when the agenda is final, right?
Correct, that, but we're talking about the budget, and essentially item C is
Is the budget item.
a budget item, so they're folded together. So I don't want to go back to it.
Right.
Well, from my perspective, you're talking about the tennis courts and the basketball courts.
Yeah, tennis courts, basketball courts, the whole thing.
To be resurfaced, and from my perspective, that would be about a $35,000 project. And we have the fund balance to move in and spend that money to do it accordingly, so.
What was the 35 and the 101?
35 and the 101, yeah. So that was another area that I had, but I thought you had it too, so I wasn't gonna say.
Oh, no, that's fine, I just, so do we have to vote on that to appropriate out of the 101?
We don't have to vote on anything tonight.
But we have to put it on
This,
the new agenda, or the new budget, to vote for it.
the new budget, but we don't vote on the budget until February.
Okay,
Okay, we have a public hearing
Yeah.
prior to our meeting in February. January will be where we make the changes that we want to make and solidify the budget. And then the public hearing in February, we'll discuss what those changes are with the public. And then we'll vote on it after the February, or in the action items of February. That makes us legal for a March 1 fiscal year, so. We don't have to vote on anything tonight. This is just information only, and you can study it as hard as you want to study. I'll come back with questions in January, but when we leave here next month, with the budget, we will know what it says.
Larry, before I forget, while we have Janet here, you mentioned wayfinding signs and some things of that nature. I wonder if Janet might be able to give us a clue. Is there any grant money out there or something our DDA can do to secure some of that money? Off the top of your head, on your to-do list, think about it.
I mean, I can, absolutely,
Right.
The
absolutely.
CDBG
I was just-
monies will not
Yes.
go towards that stuff.
Right.
Right, but there may be something else. I mean, I know Bel Air DDA is going great guns with some of their programs, so maybe there's something out there that could help.
Well, they have a TIF and they have got a little bit of money. I talked to somebody at NEMCOG, but you're not in the NEMCOG region, so that doesn't matter. Networks Northwest often has small grants that could be targeted for that. I don't know if there's gonna be anything for 2018, I can look.
Awesome. Can't hurt to try.
Yeah. Another, the Great Lakes People Fund is a nice small grant. I don't know that's really applicable for this. Let's see, 2% travel grants are pretty easy to apply for. It kind of ties into that stuff. I'll make a list and show it to Rachel.
Thank
Some
you.
small, easy ones.
Just so everybody knows, this is Janet Koch. She has been hired by Northern Lakes Economic Alliance. She is not our representative, but she lives close to us, where Jessica Lovey, who is a representative, didn't want to travel tonight, so
Yeah.
Janet was kind enough to come in.
Yeah, I live 3 miles away and she lives 30 miles away, so.
Good trade.
Is it-
You know, you mentioned something about the signs. I think we do have one serious problem, and I don't know if anybody's ever thought to approach it. Our street signs, you cannot read them. They are absolutely
The
horrible.
orange ones?
Yeah.
The orange, they
That's
should have
what the
had
complaint-
dark coloring for the, but they're terrible.
Can I
You
chime
cannot
in there
understand
on
where
that?
you're at.
We've already started changing them out, I don't know if you noticed or not.
Well, apparently I have.
At the cost of signs, it's so expensive, I'm doing 4 a year, so I have started changing some of the
How
orange
much are
ones
they?
out. Pardon?
How much are they?
I budget $500 within the major street fund or the local street fund for street signage. And
How much
I
is
also
one?
have to get other signs, so they're probably $60 a sign, $60 to $70
How
per
much to
sign.
do all the signs?
Pardon?
How much to do all the signs?
I couldn't tell you, I don't remember how many there is, but we're within 10 signs now of being done.
Oh, okay,
So it's not that far away.
good.
But I have
know
started
it's
changing them out to the green and fluorescent so they shine good for
been a
911.
serious problem.
Bill brought the issue to me 2 years ago. So we started changing them then.
Cool.
Thank you.
Okay, any questions on the budget at this point?
Yeah,
Okay,
page 11, the DDA.
yes.
How much are we appropriating next year on that?
How much would you like to appropriate?
Well, how much do we have appropriated
At this point,
tentatively?
I don't think we have anything tentatively at this point in time.
All right.
We're open for discussion.
Well, it might be good to have the actual DDA person here to discuss it, right?
Wouldn't hurt.
Well, and then, Rachel, we got any money from the farmer's market, from the vendors at all, in the 16 weeks we were open?
For this whole year?
Have we gotten any money from 17 yet?
Like $300.
$300? All right.
What should it be? I think last year we were at 1,200 or something like that, and we only have 3. Where's the money?
No? I didn't, not on here.
I don't think they had the vendors there this year that they had last, like, Bill Welty was there, they paid for the whole season last year, well, yeah, too bad he passed away. I don't think Shucks's was there as much this year. Just,
Yeah, my feeling is they would not have had the income this year that they had a year ago, but that still doesn't excuse the fact that we
Exactly.
haven't gotten anything because they
there's
did.
no, yeah,
So there were some personal issues involved with our person who managed that a year ago. But to what extent that, I have not had any communication.
and she was gonna bring us some figures on people in, people out.
A year
Vendors,
ago,
yeah.
we had asked about that.
some long guys.
Well, this is a pretty, kind of a red flag, we have not had a DDA person here for a few months now, this is a problem.
I agree.
Wow. Good call, Rob.
To answer your question, Rob, it's all under consideration,
All right,
okay? And opinions are certainly accepted. Anybody else have anything?
Well, to address this situation, should we invite the DDA to the meetings? So that way we can, obviously they're not showing up on their own free
Or
will.
send them an email or something, so it's going down.
Okay, I'll take care of that.
well, how much money did we appropriate to them in 2016? We gave them
About 6,000.
6,000.
Right.
So, just seems to me if an organization we're giving $6,000 to, they have a representative show up.
I'll buy
And
that
I
one.
wonder if we're giving them 600 and 300 is all we have to show for it. I don't expect them to make zillions of dollars, but
There's certainly some questions that need answers.
Well, when the season's over, we should have a tally of
it's agreed.
what
How
come
many
in, what
people,
came
what
out.
came in, what went out, who was there.
Exactly. There should be a tally of the financial end. We've never seen one. I understand it's a volunteer job and it's hard to find people to fill them positions.
But it's not.
It's not volunteer, we
I
pay.
mean,
It's
the
a
DDA,
government
the
situation.
We
DDA,
pay the farmer's market managers.
no, I mean, the DDA director, Corey, is a volunteer position.
Well, who's the director? Who was the one that we paid?
And was,
And,
What, Bill?
I was just wondering what the considerations for the audit would be with it,
They're audited like the rest of us, so,
right, but with no records
yeah,
to audit.
understood.
I don't know if this is true, correct me, I don't know if this is true or not, but I think I saw in the DDA minutes that they were soliciting donations to help with the Christmas reindeer thing. Now, that's a donation to the DDA, which is a village body, right? So, I mean, we need to account for the donations that have come in, are we doing that?
I haven't seen anything, but I was supposed to be brought, the money so then I can cut the reindeer guy a check.
has he been paid?
He's not expected to be paid until the December 31st.
How much was it?
I heard it was $850 and Lori collected all of that.
Yeah, because it said Bachman's and
Manus and
Mammoth, the tavern, the beauty bar.
yeah, all of those businesses down there.
Have we seen any accounting paperwork from the DDA?
Why is he still in that position then?
I don't think anybody else wants it.
There's nobody else will do it.
Yeah.
Well, then,
Well, I don't know that that's entirely true, there may be people out there that wanna do it, we don't know that yet, so. Wow.
we advertise for other things, advertise for a new one. That would be willing to do
Well,
it.
if you resign, then another
We
DDA
need,
person
we
would
need
step
facts
up.
and figures before we start
Right.
doing anything.
Right,
So,
right.
Maybe next month we could get him
Invite up to them.
to show up. He was pretty good about coming. I understand,
Well,
he's
they
got
haven't
young
had
family.
meetings in 4 months, 5 months.
The
So, I mean,
DDA
there's
has meeting?
there's nothing to really report.
Right.
I mean,
Well,
we
there's
know-
$1,200 they got to report for.
We know he's on the agenda, so, I mean, it's not like we have to call him and say, hey. I mean, just like he expects his people to know that their meeting is the first Wednesday of every month. He should know that he's required to be here to give a report at this, second Wednesday of the month.
We're at
Okay,
a point
so-
where we need to request, obviously, because he's not taking it upon himself to be here, and we need the facts.
We have questions.
We're
He should
we're
be
spending
here.
money that we're not getting accounted for, and
Yeah, we just need to be, ultimately, we're accountable for the money.
Exactly.
I was gonna say, aren't we responsible for what he does? He's under our, so to speak, under our command, you might say.
And as far as the audit goes, I mean, I have documentation of everything where every penny was spent as far as the DDA, but as far as money coming in, I don't have anything.
What the donations that you got, I mean, where is that money?
Who gives the receipt? I mean, those businesses need a receipt, they'll come from the DDA/village, right? I mean, we've gotta show that money.
Well, I know my wife was telling me that, he came to my wife and looked for a donation, and my wife said, if I give you a donation, I need a receipt for my accounting purposes. And he says, well, if I did that, I'd have to go to the village, and it's too much paperwork, so he never came back, so.
I never heard anything about that.
Well, that's
I would have been happy to write up
Well, yeah,
receipts for
it's
him.
honest
I
to
have, those carbon paper.
So did those
That's
other
the point,
people
he's
give,
not willing to give them receipts.
did those other people give cash?
And the 850 that you wrote the check for came out of DDA money?
Doesn't the
No,
bank?
no.
Oh, she hasn't paid it yet,
I
but
haven't-
when
I
you do
haven't
it, will come
gotten
out of
the bill
DDA money?
No, it will not, it will come from the donations that he gets, or that he has gotten. So it shouldn't cost anything.
But it'll come in to the village,
Yep, it'll
but
be.
cut out in line item for the DDA.
Yep, but I won't do that until I see money
You don't
put
have,
into that account.
Absolutely.
you don't have any of the donations yet.
Yeah, but now we're on the hook to pay the guy whether we get the money from the DDA or not.
Don't wanna stiff the reindeer guy.
No.
That was the head of the whole night, was the reindeer.
How long were they there? Does anybody remember? 5 to 8 or
They were actually there earlier,
They
I
got
think they
there
were
about-
there about 4.
They got there
so
about
4 hours,
o'clock.
couple $100 an hour?
And they came all the way from Claire, so.
Well,
We
they
should
were-
buy a reindeer.
They've already booked them for next year.
They have.
Now, that leaves another question. The DDA, can they contract with somebody else? Doesn't it have to come to this board? I mean, it's over,
$1,200, I thought, or whatever. I don't know what the threshold number is.
Well, I think, I know Corey and Marie was working on, they're the ones that got the reindeer. Marie,
well, my question is, does the DDA have the authority to expend $850 without going through its board, its own board, and then coming to us for the approval to spend it?
I would say yes, they
I
do
think
have
they
the
do,
authority.
And they
Everybody
haven't
else has
had
a 20
meetings in 4 months, so
Everybody else
when
has
was
a,
this approved?
everybody else has a $2,500 cap, where they don't need our approval. If they need something, you go ahead and do it. So in that regard, I don't think he has to come to us to do it. However, if he collects money and we're cutting the check, then that has
Well,
to be
but if we
reported
haven't,
to
if the
us.
DDA hasn't had meetings in 4 months, when and how did the expenditure ever get approved, is my question.
Or it had been talked about, it had been on their.
yeah, they had the reindeer lined up for a few months. He could have just contacted everybody.
I know, but there's no minutes to support, there's no business, there's no vote, there's. Oh my God. What's it voted for? That was true.
Okay, we're gonna, anything else with the budget? It's there, you can pick it apart, come back, be prepared for January's meeting. So, Ron Donaldson baseball field, that is a budget item. Again, the tennis courts and the basketball courts need resurfacing. I'm in favor of budgeting, taking money from fund balance and moving it into the 101 in order to get that done. So we'll solidify all of that next month.
Does anybody need any further,
I think you brought that
input,
info
I mean-
before another time, didn't you? You
Yeah,
had the
we
facts and
talked
the
about
figures, and we
this
talked about it, so now we
forever.
just,
I mean, I got,
the figures aren't way off from what you spoke of last time, right?
no, what I did is I took a 3% increase over 3 years.
I couldn't hear you, Rob, what?
I took what I did is I took this old proposal of, what was it here? Total out the door, 3 years ago, would have been $21,470. what I did is then I just said, all right, increase 3% a year, and just for the tennis courts and basketball courts, right around 25, and then the fence needs to be repaired on the basketball court, so maybe another 5, so between 30 and 35, like you had said. That's, I mean, and if we've got, and that's the
So
bottom
we
line.
budget 35 and hope we spend 30.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, I'm not gonna, if everyone agrees to it, I'm not gonna go over everything, it's,
No, I agree too.
Does that include that playground section right there beside the field?
I think we probably have enough money within that to, freshen it up, take out the old, treated.
Right, there was some problem on that a few
so-
years ago.
Yeah, well, if we've got the money, then use it judiciously, I think we'll have it, be able to do it. All right, I'm done.
Okay.
Okay, under new business item D, the ICE grant is the water and street grant that we had this past summer.
I'm sorry,
Where-
was B common caretaker, was that the flower issue?
Yes.
Okay.
And Ron Donaldson was the courts and the ICE grant. We are supposed to ask if there's any public comment from anyone that has any questions or issues with the water main and street paving we did this past summer. And not hearing any public comment, we can finally
It's
close,
awesome it's done, how's that?
we can finally close this out, and they still owe us $273,000 plus some change. Our contribution towards this project was $88,500. We have been reimbursed up to this point $359,969.73. And we've paid $470,077.99 out of our water fund. So most of that 273 that is due us will probably go back into the water fund. Not necessarily all of it, but most of it. So with that, I think we can move forward, since there has been no public comment. And we can move forward and close this out and then look forward to having the state send us a check.
So they was just waiting on us to finalize?
Yes, we had to go through this process in order to.
I'd like to comment on the results of the water project here this past summer. I'm not sure everyone's aware that the village gained 9 new hydrants. And that's big in a village this size, 9 new hydrants for locations. That's a tremendous amount of coverage for this village.
It looked like they did a great job too, I mean, they were moving quick and neat and tidy and in and out.
I think it was a very good investment for the village.
And homeowners should be aware that I think the closer your hydrant is to your house, the lower your insurance rate will go as well. So if in the past you had one a street over, now you have one in front of your house,
There's an increase if you're more than 1,000 feet.
Is that what it is?
But the classification for the village is a 5, and that's as low as we can get it for the insurance classifications without being full-time fire department. It would be the only way you could lower that anymore. Our water system is far above average. The available water is, we got all the highest score we can get on that. So our training level is, we're as far as we can go without going full-time fire department, so.
We still have 600 feet of water main that needs to be replaced. And Jennifer Hodges is working on a possibility of a similar type grant that we used this past summer in order to complete that 600 feet.
Where's that at?
Maple Street from the tavern to the softball field.
Oh.
Right, Sam? So we we get that done, we should have a water system that should last for a good 20, 30, 40 years, so longer than I'll be here, I'm sure. Okay, the Dock and Pavilion project, that's part of the Rising Tide. I need to again ask if there's any public comment with respect to that. Assuming that there is none. There is none. We have a $20,000 match. We are receiving a $260-some thousand grant. It's the same grant monies that we used this summer towards this project. We will install up to 5 docks, permanent docks down at the park. And the proposal is to build a pavilion where the farmer's market is at with a couple of restrooms. Anybody have any questions, comments? We have fulfilled our obligation.
This is not saying that we're gonna build a pavilion for a farmer's market that's bringing us $300 a year. Is it, you're just bringing it to the attention.
We're building a pavilion,
Multi-use.
multi-use, that could be used for ice skating rink in the wintertime, could be used farmer's market in the summertime, it could be for special events that anybody that would like to use it would have the opportunity to do so. It provides public restrooms, which we do have a couple down at the park, but there's nothing up on Main Street really, so, and that's been a request of the business people for as long as I can remember.
Well, the restrooms, yes, but the pavilion idea came about due with the farmer's market being this great huge success, which I'm not sure that it is, so,
First year.
you know, maybe we put in the porta potties and.
Well, I think the pavilion would be great for all the events. It'll add more room. to put
Concerts.
Concerts, put in for vendors to come in and place
Right, I'm
themselves there.
not saying
for
I'm
events.
against it, I'm just saying that the original thought was to have it there for the farmer's market.
Well, I think it was,
That was part of it, and 2 years
And
ago,
that's
our
where the idea
farmer's market.
generated, I think, was at the DDA level.
well, I think it was everything. It was to all the events, not just the farmer's market. It was generated to help
I know.
all the events.
All of it. Anything else? Okay, discussion of abandoning North Street Extension. We have two plats that are in question. We've been approached by property owners. The extension of North Street is the east extension down to the river off of Lake Street. It's a total of about 30 feet divided between the two plats. The homeowners have asked if they could purchase them from us, but in order to do that, we have to abandon them. In order to abandon them, we have to agree to do it, and then next month, if we do agree, next month we have to pass 2 separate resolutions for each plat. And it's, our attorney's recommendation is that he will draft the resolutions, charge us, but we should ask the homeowners to pay for that. And then from that point, they hire their own attorney to abandon the plat, or abandon the roadway that is part of the plat, which can be an expensive proposition. We went through this, it could be up to 10 grand. And I informed one of the 2 brothers that are involved with this, that that's the procedure that we were following. I have talked to a few of the council. Their intention is to build 2 brand new homes down there. 3, yes, 3.
If they get this piece.
If they get the piece, but we need to double check to make sure we have no water or sewer lines down there. Sam is aware of that, he hasn't got to it yet. He's pretty sure there's no water line, but there could be a sewer line. So we have to double check because that might change what happens. But if we do not have a sewer line down there, I don't think there's anything in the future that would require us to hang on to this property. We're not gonna put a road down through there on 30 feet. It's a little bit of a unique situation because it dead ends into the river, unlike other alleys and places that we have that connect streets, that we try to retain in order to have property to put water and sewer lines in the future if that's what we have to do, so.
We have one that's just a block over though too.
Yeah, we've got 2 houses over, we've got a 50-foot access, and Maple Street is an access all the way down. So
There's the big one.
What happens if we do that and they don't build homes there? I mean,
If they go
you know,
through the
that we do it
expensive
thinking
route.
there's gonna be a tax revenue for us, but there's not. I
If they
mean,
get the property, then they'll be paying taxes on
on the property, but not if they
And
don't
if they-
build homes,
If
right?
they don't build homes, but more than likely they're going to, but we still will be getting tax dollars from it, minimal,
From the land.
from the land, minimally, but
We
which
would
we
never
don't know.
use it, especially with the bigger access 2 houses down.
Yeah.
it. No.
Is it
I mean,
dead?
it's kind of a no-brainer for me, I mean, I think it's.
You got the possibility.
And we're not-
of 3 new homes.
All we're doing tonight is making the decision to proceed.
Yeah.
The resolutions that will
Do
be
people
drafted will
use
vote
that
on.
area? Are kids going down there and fishing or hanging out or, you know, when their company is there?
It's all, I got it, I Google mapped it.
I'm just asking,
Yeah.
I know
I
where
see
it's
it.
at.
Not even a foot
It's all
fence
overgrown.
in
Rob,
Right.
can I see it, what about?
there. It's right along the end of those
Right.
cabins.
I know where it is. Kind of
Okay,
fenced down.
yeah.
Yeah, put like your arrow.
Like I say, if anybody uses it, it's the next over there is Maple Street.
Yeah, we own
That
it.
goes
Nice.
all the way to the river.
And I
They wanna pay
told,
for it, take the money.
Yeah,
I told
I'd like to see it on the big tax rolls.
one of the brothers that this could be an expensive proposition for them, and they said, we know.
So this is Lark's.
It's 18 rolls a piece going to the school.
You can pass it down, I don't know if those people, I put an arrow right where the piece is.
So if I'm hearing things correctly, we're gonna move forward with this.
Was there any discussion of the dollar value?
Yeah, who
Were we at
determines
that
the
point of
value?
negotiation?
We're probably $150 to have the resolutions drafted. That would be our expense. And their expense is gonna be to hire their own attorney and file a lawsuit, which is essentially the verbiage that is required. It's a lawsuit in circuit court to abandon the plat.
Friendly lawsuit.
It's a friendly lawsuit.
How do we determine the price of the land that we sell them?
That's a good question. 30 feet on the open market and access to the water,
It's not buildable.
it's non-buildable. There's not gonna be any comparatives out there. It's gonna be a gut feeling,
Footpath.
a footpath. That's essentially what it
That's
is,
what you
so.
want. That
I
was
think
what
we
you
had one
Well,
like
the-
that, not too long ago, on 30 foot. They built on it anyway.
Privilege to the neighbors, so it's kind of an inflated, it's gonna be an inflated price, because it's more important to them.
I would say.
Larry, wouldn't
Yeah.
it go at the same price that you sold the property when we sold, across from DeStaco? Wouldn't it just go off that same price?
Say that again?
We sold that property, all the homeowners down there on,
Oh.
from where DeStaco was at.
Robbie McKay.
The old, okay, in between the road and
Yeah,
to the east.
We bought ours for 150.
Yeah, I don't recall off the top of my head what we paid for it, but, or what we sold it for.
well, we could find that out.
Yeah, we can find
Yeah,
that out, but I think it certainly is within our means to ask for some compensation for it,
Sure. Negotiable.
but if you want a month to think about it, we can do a little homework. And come back and we can make that part of the resolutions, I would think.
I would like to see the money that we get generated, maybe put a dock on the land that we own to the north or at the end of Maple Street, or a kayak station or something there with that money, since it's essentially waterfront and we just use that money to improve the other two spots. I don't know.
That's a good idea.
Use it for something on the river.
Well, how much is lakefront footage worth right now, 30 foot?
A riverfront lot like that, less than $1,000 a foot. So 10 feet would be $1,000. 10 feet would be
Well,
Yeah.
Charging what it,
30 feet,
what it would be worth,
30,000. It's not worth 30,000.
not worth that much.
Because it's not buildable.
It's not buildable, so it's a
If
pass.
it's not
There again,
buildable, why do they wanna buy it and build on it? I'm confused.
Added to
then.
the lot.
Added to their lots that they're gonna build on, it gives them
Oh, to
a
make their
buffer.
homes bigger, or
Yep.
building new homes?
Building new
They're building
homes.
new homes, there's no homes there yet.
That's where they
Yeah, there's,
burnt the house down last week.
there's still one house there.
It's more.
The mobile one that we're gonna build.
Okay, yeah, I'm done with it.
Yeah, it's- it's gone.
Action items, we'll move on. But I am assuming that we're all in agreement to give up the property, right?
Yes.
Sure, yes,
Okay, for a negotiated price.
yes.
Okay, the action items, approved meeting dates for 2018. You have that in your packet.
So moved.
I'll support.
Been moved and supported for the dates that were presented.
Or November 14th, I may not be there.
Okay, no problem. January 10th, February 14th, March 14th, April 11th, May 9th, June 13th, July 11th, August 8th, September 12th, October 10th, November 14th, and December 12th. Any other issues with the hours? We got a motion and a support on the floor. All in favor say aye.
Alright.
Opposed? Motion is carried. Okay, part of our efforts to congratulate our state championship football team, we would like to put a sign on the entrance into the community. I don't think we need to put welcome to the home of 2017 A-Man football, as the agenda says. I think we can shorten that up to something as the 2017 Division I 8-man football champions. or
Is it
something.
like the ones that they, for the softball or the track or whatever, the
Right.
green with the white letters?
Right,
And would it go in the same places next to the football or whatever the other signs are?
yes,
Would it attach to that, or
probably.
a separate sign?
That would be up to MDOT.
Yeah,
So it's an MDOT thing?
absolutely.
It's gotta be, everything's gotta be approved by MDOT. Sign actually has to be purchased through MDOT.
It'll be like 500, depends on the amount of text.
For two?
If
Or
you,
per?
if
So
you all
$1,000
remember the gentleman from Harrison that came in this past summer and gave us water bottles
Yes.
and he has donated $100 to go towards this sign. Dave, Mr. Dave Grove from Harrison.
So we need a motion to expend $1,000 to get the signs?
Well, you
Well-
might get an estimate
just
from
approve
MDOT
it.
first.
Well, let's hang on before we make a motion. This is great, and I think we should do this too, but we've got other state champs that we've not recognized. Ben Hicks, downhill state champ 2 years ago. Mike King, downhill state skiing champ. Stephen Shea, cross-country champion. Ryan Shea, all these guys. And we have Jasmine Hines, Miss Basketball, has yet to be recognized too.
They're all individual honors. where
So,
We have honored the team effort with the softball
Okay.
team. So that would be my only qualifier, not that we don't appreciate the efforts of those individuals. They've great accomplishments. But at some point in time, we run out of signage room.
you're right.
And we try to get the most bang for our buck, from my perspective.
MDOT will only let you have a certain amount on the sign
Right.
anyway. I think it's 2. They
They'll probably want
changed
us
their
to have a whole
rules.
separate sign and not